Welcome to the True Tomorrows podcast. Buckle up for our weekly science fiction probe, folks. We're diving deep into the wild world of flash fiction.
That's right. Every week we take a couple of these amazing stories and unpack them, explore the big ideas they spark, really give them that blockbuster treatment.
And this week, we've got two incredible tales. They really get you thinking about time, legacy. Those are big cosmic questions. So rate and follow the show if you want to keep exploring True Tomorrows with us. But for now, let's jump right in.
Sounds good to me.
First up, we've got a story called Rewind. And, the title's a pretty good clue about where this one's going. Imagine, what if aging worked in reverse? Like literally, you're born old and get younger over time. Kind of a Benjamin Button situation, but in a future obsessed with youth, of all things.
And that's where things get really interesting. You've got this central paradox, this character Benji, a true clone, and he's born with the body of an old man, but chronologically he's getting younger. Talk about messing with your head, right? I mean, imagine a child experiencing the aches and pains, the physical limitations of someone in their twilight years, and it makes you question everything you think you know about life and aging.
Yeah, that's heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, talk about alienation, right? It really makes you think about how much of our childhood is tied not just to physical growth, but to societal expectations. Benji's reverse aging throws all that out the window. It's like, how would you even navigate that? Spending your early years in nursing homes, towering over your toddler classmates? It's just mind-blowing.
And don't forget about his parents. I mean, they had this hope, right? This dream of defying death. And then Benji is born, and they're watching him move backward through life. I can't even begin to imagine that emotional roller coaster. It's heartbreaking.
Absolutely. And the story doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either. I mean, there's this scene, Benji's on the playground, and the other kids are taunting him, calling him Grandpa and Fossil and Mummy Boy. Just brutal,
Yeah, it really underscores the societal discomfort with aging, the fear of it. Like, we're so conditioned to value youth, to associate it with vitality and success, and anything outside that norm is unsettling.
Absolutely. And Benji's story takes that fear and magnifies it times 1,000.
Yeah.
But even in the face of all that misunderstanding and alienation, he still seeks out connection. It's like this really primal human need.
Totally. Like, there's this amazing scene where Benji, this frail old man, is sneaking into clubs surrounded by all these young, vibrant people. It's such a jarring contrast.
And he actually connects with someone there, right? This girl at the bar.
Yeah, and initially she's kind of teasing him, but then something shifts. She starts listening to his stories, and there's this moment of genuine understanding. It's like a reminder that connection can happen anywhere, regardless of age or circumstance.
Or, the direction your life is going. It's beautiful, really. But then you get this other scene. Benji's graduating as a toddler, holding a diploma that represents knowledge. He's losing, his mind regressing.
Such a poignant image. And his parents, they love him, but they can't fully grasp what he's going through. It's like they're stuck in this loop of grief and confusion while Benji is just accepting his fate.
It's powerful, And that resignation is reflected in his farewell note. He knows what's happening, and he chooses to face it with a kind of quiet dignity.
It makes you wonder what kind of wisdom you might gain from living life in reverse, right? Like, what insights would you have about life and death and the passage of time?
It's a lot to unpack, that's for sure. And then, he sets off on this journey, right? Benji's becoming younger and younger, his body changing. He's hitchhiking with teenagers, painting even though his eyesight is failing, dancing in these beautiful fields of wildflowers. It's like he's trying to experience everything he can while he still can.
Right. Even though his memories might be fading, he's still seeking out those moments of joy, of connection. It's beautiful and heartbreaking at the same time.
And then the story ends with this really peaceful scene. Benji in a sun-drenched meadow, his body reaching infancy. A butterfly lands on his hand. It's like a full circle moment, a return to this state of pure potential.
And the peace he finds. It's like he's finally free from the struggle, the constant dissonance of living life in reverse.
So the big question is Benji's story a tragedy or a miracle? Rewind really forces you to rethink your assumptions about time, about the value of life, and about what it means to truly live. It's a powerful story. I'm curious, what stood out to you the most?
I think for me, it's the way Benji finds beauty and connection despite everything. It's a powerful reminder that even when life throws you the most bizarre curveball, there's still hope. There's still a reason to keep searching for those moments of grace.
Okay, let's shift gears for our next science fiction probe. This one is called The Ark of Noah, and it takes us on a completely different kind of journey. We're talking high-stakes sci-fi survival here. Imagine an interstellar ark, but instead of animals two by two, it's carrying the last remnants of Earth's biodiversity after a catastrophic climate event. And it's not smooth sailing, you know?
No, not at all. Right from the start, you get this sense of immense pressure, this weight of responsibility. The very title, The Ark of Noah, evokes this idea of a last stand, a desperate attempt to save life after the world has fallen apart.
Yeah, and then you meet Noah, the geneticist, and he's not your typical hero. He's more comfortable with DNA sequencers than, saving humanity. He's thrust into this role he never asked for, this burden of being essentially humanity's rewind button for biodiversity.
And the setting really adds to the tension, right? There are these constant superstorms raging outside. The ark itself is groaning under the strain. It really highlights how fragile their situation is.
Totally. And then, on top of all that, there's this layer of internal conflict. The crew is suspicious of Noah. They don't really trust him, except for the captain Alera and this stowaway kid named Lynn.
Right. And then there are these apparent acts of sabotage, which make you question everyone's motives. You start wondering, is there someone on board who wants to see the mission fail?
Exactly. And for a while, you even think maybe it's Noah himself, right? But then, bam, plot twist. It turns out the damage isn't sabotage at all. It's from a debris field, an external threat, not an internal one.
And that's where things get really intense. This debris field, it's like a minefield of asteroids. The stakes get so much higher because now they're not just dealing with internal conflicts, they're fighting for their lives.
Absolutely. But then, amidst all this chaos, they detect something completely unexpected, a heartbeat. A heartbeat that's not human, not anything they have in their records.
And you know what that means. Aliens. Talk about a game changer. They discovered this living, breathing alien creature hidden in the cargo hold. And it's not just some simple life form. This thing is intelligent.
Yeah, it's a huge discovery, and it completely throws a wrench into their mission. Suddenly, it's not just about preserving Earth's past. It's about navigating this whole new reality of extraterrestrial life.
And it forces them to make some really tough choices. Like, when a direct hit threatens the cryobay holding all the precious DNA samples, Noah's faced with this impossible dilemma. What life do they prioritize? It's like those agonizing decisions that were made back on a dying Earth. What gets saved and what gets left behind.
And his decision is bold.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically says, forget the plan, we're finding this alien a home. It's a complete shift in their mission's purpose.
He's basically saying, we're not just replicating the past, we're building a future, and this alien is part of it. It's incredibly profound. It's this recognition that survival isn't just about holding on to what was, but about embracing the unknown, the unexpected.
And in that moment, the crew comes together. It's like they finally have a shared purpose beyond just survival. Even Lynn, the stowaway kid, contributes. She's the one who figures out how to build a containment tank for the alien.
Lynn is such a great example of how crisis can bring out the best in people, how it can reveal hidden strengths and foster collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. And they make it, They get through the debris field, battered but alive, with both the DNA samples and the alien intact. And Noah, he goes through a real transformation. It's like he sheds all that self-doubt and steps into this new role, not just as a scientist, but as a leader.
It's really inspiring. He goes from being burdened by the past to embracing this incredibly uncertain but potentially amazing future. And Lynn, she's looking at him with this hope in her eyes, like she sees the possibility of a true new beginning.
So the Ark of Noah really gets you thinking. It's about the responsibility we have to life, the potential for unexpected alliances, and the courage it takes to adapt in the face of the unknown. It makes you question what legacy really means and how it's shaped by the choices we make. What did you find most compelling about this story?
For me, it's the idea that the future is never fixed, that even when we're faced with extinction, there's still room for hope, for change, for new beginnings. And sometimes those new beginnings come from the most unexpected places, like an alien hiding in your cargo hold.
Well said. So there you have it, folks. Two amazing stories, two wildly different journeys into the realms of science fiction. We hope these probes into Rewind and the Ark of Noah have sparked your imaginations and maybe even left you with some questions about time, legacy, and the future of life itself. What stood out to you? What do you think the future holds for Benji or the crew of the Ark? Share your thoughts, rate, and follow the True Tomorrows podcast for more captivating explorations. Until next time, keep looking up.